right? Then set up composer environment, set up GitHub, setting up the cloud build trigger. So these are the three things for these two activities. First, we will go here and first create a composer environment, guys. Let us do this one first. So we are going to automate everything with the help of the workflow orchestration tool called Composer. So that's the reason first we will try to go and create the composer environment. Now I'll go here, open a new tab. Okay, so I'll go here and I'll try to open it in the new tab, and let me create a composer environment. I go to the composer and I just say composer. Okay, click on create environment, composer 3. Don't worry about the previous batches. I see one of the people are asking about, sir, the same project is done for the previous batch and we are telling the same thing in the interview. Don't worry about it. It is not one company, two company you are going for. Some lakhs of companies are there. Okay, so you have to understand some people. Okay, let us try to first create this one. I'll talk about that. Demo instance. For creating the composer environment, you try to provide the demo instance. The location is this one, and the service account. So compute engine default service account. So once you set up each and everything, just come here and click on create. That's it. It will start creating. It will take some time, almost 20 minutes. It will take some time. So let us do that. Meanwhile, people are worried about this thing, right, sir? People are worried about this thing. That is, sir, we are covering the, I mean, for the previous batch also, sir, you might have covered the same project. Sir, previous batch also, I have covered the same project. Previous batch, not for your batch, for a previous batch, same project. Yes, I might have covered the same project. Okay, for next batch also, I might have covered the same project. Okay, right? So don't think about the project actually, but the think about it. Even though, for example, your main idea, your main problem is that you are going to explain the same project in the interview, right? So this project. So think about two things here. This interview will be with the some 1,000 lakh or some 10 lakh companies are there, guys. 10 lakh IT companies are there. 10 lakh IT companies are there. One thing. And if I go to one company, it is not the same guy who is taking the interview. In a one company, some interviewers like 50 to 60 new interviewers will be there. Each time new one he will take it. So you don't have to worry about it. Even though this project, if I teach it for the taught for the some 1,000 or some 1 lakh students also, if I taught it, you don't have to worry about it. These 1 lakh people, if they go also, they will be going for an interview for the different companies, first thing. And the interviewer could be also different, right? Interviewer could be also different. So you don't have to worry about it at all. Don't worry about. So this is what is the problem. People do it, right? The problem is they go with a half confidence. They go with a half confidence only, saying that, hey, I'm telling the same project, sir has covered it for the previous batches, and if I tell the same project, they will win. So that is half confidence. That is half confidence. If you are going with a half confidence, you never get a job. I'm telling you, never get a job. The job is all about cracking the interview is all about 50% person is cracking the each and every interview. It does mean that he is not fully knowledgeable. It is that he is showcasing the full confidence in the interview. So interviews are more of a confidence plus knowledge. If you combine both of them, if one of the person is very good at expert, but he is lacking the confidence, he never get the job. If one person is having a good confidence but no knowledge, no get the job. If he is having a balance of both, then only you will get the job. Okay, how do you get it? Practice, 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 practice. Whatever you say confidently. Say confidently. That's it. Whatever you say confidently. Don't worry about it. Same project for previous batch, sir, can I do something? No, don't have to do it. Whatever you are doing it, whatever we have covered that project, if you are understanding 100%, that's where your confidence will be. If you are able to implement the same thing, I'm telling you, if you start implementing it, it will take 25 hours for you to implement the same thing. Mark my words. Start today. for next every time whenever you practice, track the time. It will take 25 hours to implement the same thing. Even after I'm giving you the code, 25 hours it will take. Okay, if you practice, implement only, then you will get the good confidence and knowledge. Otherwise, I'm telling you, it's very hard. Okay, because there is a huge competition outside. There's a huge competition outside. Yes. Okay, so that's what. So I see some of the people are facing the errors. So you will face the errors. That's how you have to fix it. Now assume that if you are facing an issue, that means you are working in the company. Okay, if you are working in the company, no one will be able to help you. Telling you guys. So those people, I see one of the guys asking me, sir, I'm getting the error. Yes, you will get the error. Sir, I'm getting the error. I do not know what to do. I do not know what to do. Don't think that I have explained the project to you. Think like you are working in the company. Think like you are working in the company. You have implemented so far everything, and now you are getting an error in the company. And you have a deadline like 3 days. You have to fix it. See how much time you spend it to fix it. That's what makes you change. That's what makes the everything changes everything. So when you are now thinking that I have explained the project, and if I get an error, sir is there to help me. But don't think like that. But think like when you're working in the company, if I get an error, I may have a deadline. How much time I should be spending on it here to fix it? What are the things that I have to check it? Can I go to the YouTube? Can I go to the Google? Can I go to the ChatGPT? Can I go to some other? And I try to get help from different things. How do I fix it? Think about that. I try to fix it. Spend more time on it. The moment that then when you are spending more time, and that's where you explore, that's where you learn, that's where you get a confidence, right? So that's what you do, guys. Yes, any other questions, guys? Sir, can we take? So yeah, no worries about the same project. Okay, no worries about the same project. Even though some 1 lakh people also learn the same project. 1 lakh people also learn the same project. Nothing will happen. All the 1 lakh people will able to get the job in 1 lakh companies, or even in the 1,000 companies also. All 1 lakh people will be able to get a job in 1,000 companies only. Okay, because the interviewer could be different. And even though the interviewer also same, it is not that that guy knows. Yesterday one of the interview got happened, and that guy and this guy told the same project. He may not understand that thing. He may not think about it at all. How confidently you are telling that? If he thinks that he is the same project, he will ask you the questions related to the project. And then if you are able to, give a proper justification that you have worked on the project, nothing will happen. You will get a job. Nothing will happen. You get the. Don't think about that. Those kind of area. Don't go to that path. Think about it, confidence, and explain them in the interview. So that's what you guys have to do, right? So now what I have to do. Now my environment is getting set up, right, sir? My environment is getting set up, right? Right. So what I have to do. So now our environment is getting set up. So what I am planning to do here. Sir, I am going to develop entire CI/CD here. Sir, we are planning to develop the entire CI/CD. I'm going to help you understand it here. So far, sir, whatever we have done it, if all of these things we have done it manually, this one manually, this one manually, this one, everything is manually. Sir, I wanted to automate it with the help of the airflow. I wanted to automate it with the help of the airflow. So this automation, how do we do that? This automation, how do we implement it? Let us try to focus on, right? To do that, assume that what usually happens in the company. Let us take an example of that, and we will try to do that. For example, when you are working in the company, okay, when you are working in the company, right? So when you are working in the company, what is happening first? Okay, maybe I'll even before that, let me tell you a few things, because we are developing the DAG, right? So we have to, I forgot this particular step. We have written this step, that is, we have starting the workflow orchestration. Let us go to the workflow orchestration, then we will come to the CI/CD. Okay, first we will go to the workflow orchestration. In the workflow orchestration, we started creating the composer environment. in the workflow orchestration, we started creating the composer environment. We already know it will take 20 minutes to create the environment. So every composer environment will take 20 plus minutes, guys. For sure, 20 plus minutes it will take. So what we are going to do, we have to create the DAGs meanwhile. We have to create the DAGs. Sir, how many DAGs we have to create it? Sir, we have to create one for the PySpark DAG, one for the BigQuery jobs, BigQuery DAG, BQ DAG. To properly manage both of these DAGs for the dependency, I'm creating a parent DAG. Parent DAG. I'm going with the parent DAG. So the same logic that I'm telling you guys, you can look at here. The logic is this one. That is, sir, I am working on one of the, see what we have, sir, we have these jobs, right? So these are our jobs, guys. Whether it is a SQL jobs, Python jobs, PySpark jobs, these are all our jobs, right? Whether it is a SQL jobs, Python jobs, PySpark jobs, anything. So you have a retailer to landing, one of the job is there. Similarly, you have a supplier landing, customer reviews. You have a bronze.sql, silver.sql, gold.sql. So you have all of these files are there, guys. All of these SQL queries as well as files are there. Sir, I wanted to run these queries. So I wanted to submit these jobs to the data prop. I wanted to submit these queries to the BigQuery, right? So you have all of these things. You can see. Sir, I have here customer reviews, retailer, supplier. So these are my ingestion jobs. Similarly, BigQuery, I have bronze table.sql, gold tables.sql, silver tables.sql. These are my 3 queries. So what I have to do, sir, I have to create a DAG, that is PySpark DAG.py, to submit these jobs, 3 jobs to the data proc. Similarly, sir, I have to create a BigQuery DAG to submit these, SQL jobs to the BigQuery. Submit these SQL jobs to the BigQuery. So this is what is a one more DAG. To manage these DAGs properly, sir, I am creating a parent DAG. To manage these DAGs, sir, I am going to create a parent DAG, that is parent DAG.py. So this is something that I'm creating. To do that, sir, what we have to do, sir, I'm gonna go and explain it to you one by one. Okay, so workflows. The very first thing is that PySpark DAG. I'm explaining it. Very simple, sir. PySpark DAG. Every DAG will have 4 steps only. Every DAG will have 4 steps only. The very first step is to import all the modules. The very first step is to import all the modules. So you have to import all the modules, right? So the modules that are required, such as from import Airflow, from Airflow import DAG, from datetime import time delta, and from dates import days ago. Sir, I want 3 operators because, sir, I am starting the cluster. Maybe what I will do, sir, I'll try to stop this cluster, sir. I have a cluster which is this one. Not, I'll close this one. This is a cluster. I'll try to stop it because I don't want it now, because some of the jobs we ran it. Let me stop it. Now look at here. Sir, I am going to, as assume that usually in the company, the production cluster will be there. That cluster will be started whenever the jobs has to run. Then all the jobs we are going to submit it, and then we stop the cluster. Start the cluster, submit the jobs to the cluster, and stop the cluster. So start and stop. That is what is the mechanism that we are following here. So for that one, so we are going to define the variables. The variables such as the project ID. The project ID is this one, sir. A region. So this is what is a region. The cluster name. The cluster name is same. So let us see the cluster name is same or not. So the cluster name is same. Yes. Right. So composer bucket, because, sir, my entire code will be coming from the source code repository. So I'm going to tell you that in the next step. Sir, my entire code is coming from the source code repository, and cloud build data, that is nothing but CI/CD YAML pipeline is going to run. So it will copy the code to this particular bucket only. It will copy the code to this particular bucket only. So that's the reason I am going to have the entire files like my retailer ingestion file, supplier ingestion file, and customer reviews file. These files are coming from this bucket only. So you have to copy paste this bucket name. You have to copy paste this bucket name because that composer bucket we are using everywhere, because those files are coming from there only. So that's the reason you have to mention that. So if you can go here, and it will start creating the DAGs folder. We will go to GCS, and I'll try to show you. I'll try to get the bucket name, cloud storage. Today's date is 28. Click on the buckets. Click on the buckets. 28. So this is what is US Central in demo instance. This is now, it is just started creating it. 28th, T51. Yes. So this is the bucket name. You take it. Take this is the bucket name and go here and replace the bucket name here. Replace the bucket name. So that's how the bucket name will be here. And composer bucket, in this particular composer only, you will be having the file inside the data folder, inside the ingestion, the same folder structure it will follow there also. The folder structure. So data folder, inside the ingestion folder, you have a retailer MySQL landing. Only the bucket name is different. Only the bucket name is different, but rest of the things, the folder structure will be same. Data, ingestion, the file name. Okay, and this is what. So now these are the three files, guys. One is the retailer file, one is the supplier file, and one more is the reviews file. So these are the reviews file. So the very first activity that we do is that we define the DAG. So the very first one is import all the modules and define the variables. Once you imported all the modules and defined the variables, we have to define the DAG. So DAG is nothing, DAG ID is nothing but PySpark DAG. Scheduling interval, I'm not mentioning the scheduling interval because these DAGs are managed or scheduled by the parent DAG. So that's the reason I'm not doing it. And the description, this DAG is to start the Dataproc cluster, run the PySpark jobs and stop the cluster. Okay, and the arguments. So these are the arguments. Tags, you can able to see PySpark, Dataproc, ETL, and Marvel. So this is what it is. You can provide whatever the tags you wanted to. And the arguments that I have mentioned here, who is the owner, start date, depends on past, all of these things you can able to mention. Whether it is true or false, it is your wish if you wanted to mention it. Right, so this is how. The very first task is what, sir? The very first task is start the Dataproc cluster. The existing cluster, we have to start it. To start the cluster, we have to specify what is the project ID, what is the region, and what is the cluster name. You have to specify these things. What is the what is the cluster name, what is the region, what is the project ID. Similarly, PySpark task. So first thing, submitting the PySpark task job 1, PySpark job 1, and then what is the region, and submitting the PySpark job 2, submitting the PySpark job 3, and finally deleting the stopping the cluster. So these are the things that we are following. Okay, very simple to understand this. Starting the cluster, submitting all the jobs, submitting first job, second job, third job, and stopping the cluster. I have provided the dependency properly here. Okay. Right, so this is what it is. Now I'm going to save it. Similarly, sir, this is PySpark DAG. Similarly, you should also be having a BigQuery DAG. So in this BigQuery DAG, what is our main agenda? In the BigQuery DAG, what is our main agenda is that we have to we have to run the SQL query. Sir, I have the SQL query. Bronze table SQL is there, silver table SQL is there, gold table SQL is there. Right, so I have these are the SQL queries. Right, sir, these are the SQL queries. The path is this one, home airflow, GCS data, this one. Right, so these are the locations. You have to read the file and get it as a SQL query. So I'm reading the data from this particular file. Right, so so I'm creating a simple function, read SQL file. You have to provide the path. This is the path. You have to provide the path. This is the path with the open file in the read mode, reading the content of the file. And once you read the content of the file, if the file is bronze, you give it the bronze query. If it is a silver query, gold query. So I have properly documented everything simply, guys. You first import all the modules, you define your variables, and you have a simple thing because you have to read the query, because see, these are files, sir. These are files. From the file, you have to read this entire content. That is what is your SQL query, right? This is what is an entire SQL query. So to read this entire SQL query, what we are trying to do, we are trying to define one simple function, read a SQL query from a file. So you open the file in the read mode and read the file content. And once you read the file content, you give it as if it is a file is a bronze query. You mention bronze query, silver, gold query. So these are the 3 queries. Only thing is that you have to submit this query to the BigQuery for running it. So that is only one operator that we need it for 3 tasks. That is, I am defining arguments and defining the DAG. Right? So DAG is BigQuery DAG, and description is DAG to run the BigQuery jobs. The arguments that I have mentioned here at the top. And now first task is to run the BigQuery, bronze query. The operator that we are using is, we already know that if someone wanted to run the query in the BigQuery, that is where they can use BigQuery insert job operator. That's where we can use BigQuery insert job operator. Right? That's where we have to provide the insert. Either, sir, someone was asking this path, either you can provide the local, this is not local path, this is home airflow path, home airflow GCS. Either you can provide like this, sir, I don't want it to provide like this, I will go with the previous method like PySpark DAG. Either you can also go for like this, right? The bucket name also you can provide, composer bucket name, either this way or that way, anyway, which way is fine. Either you can specify the bucket name or go with, because these files will be copied to the airflow only, whether you specify via bucket path or whether you specify via home airflow, then airflow will understand it. Anything is fine. Rest of the things like the folder structure is same. Until here only the airflow, home airflow GCS, but rest of the things data inside that is BQ, and inside that branch. So this is what it is. The same is there. So that's how you can go for. Once you have wanted to run it, you specify your query, your operator name you specify, that is BigQuery insert job operator. You only change the BigQuery here, bronze query here, then silver query here, then gold query. The operator is same, but each time your query is changing, your query file is changing, so that's the reason your query is changing. That's it. And then you define the dependencies. Right? So what is we are doing, sir? Here we are trying to import all the modules here. We are defining the constants. While defining the constants, I am going with a local path of the airflow. This is the local path of the airflow. Until here, local path. Either you can go with the local path, or you wanted to go via bucket name also, you can wish it. So in the bucket name, I have told you in the PySpark DAG. Here I am telling you one more method, that is local path. Both are same. Any which way you go for it, both are same. Then you read the data from that particular files and give that as a query for the bronze, for a silver, or a gold, according to the path. And then you define the DAG, and then you run it for the query. You use the operator called BigQuery insert job operator, which we have imported at the top. And then one by one, bronze, silver, gold. Then when it is running, everything will come. Okay. Yep. So this is how it is, guys. I have done some changes in the branch. Yeah, I've done some changes. That's fine. I'm gonna just commit and push it. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Yes, that's a constant, guys. For a airflow home path, that's home airflow GCS is constant. Yes. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Anyone? I see someone is facing an error with a DAG. Right? If you are facing an error with the DAG, what was the error? You paste the error here. Why it is failing? You paste the error here. I told you, if you are facing an error, you click on that red button. If it is an error, right, then it will say it is failed with a, the color coding. Click on that is a red color. Click on that red color, you will be having a logs, and click on the logs, you will check the error. Right, we have faced that in the previous project. I have shown you that, isn't it? I have told you the same thing in the previous, right? The same thing you have to follow. I have faced hundreds of problems in our previous project, which when I was explaining, the same thing you follow here, find out the error. Right, yeah. Any other questions, guys, anyone? I'll share you guys the project material today. So for 2 projects, you can put almost 3 years. 3 years of experience you can put it, guys. 2.5 you can put it. Yeah. 2.5 to 3 years of experience you can put it, not a problem. Okay, so let us go. Now, sir, let me see if the airflow environment is created or not. So it is still creating it. Yeah, it is created. Well and good. So our airflow environment is here, sir. Our airflow environment is ready. the final step is that, sir, you have created the PySpark DAG, you have created the BigQuery DAG also. So I wanted to create a parent DAG. What is this parent DAG? Sir, I wanted to run the PySpark DAG first, then I wanted to trigger the BigQuery DAG first, second. So that's the reason I'm creating a one more DAG, that is parent DAG. So what is this parent DAG looks like? So if you go to here, I have a parent DAG.py. So what is this one? Very simple. This parent DAG will import all the modules that are required. We define the DAG exactly. The only changes here in this particular DAG, we are going to mention the scheduling interval, because this parent DAG will schedule other two DAGs. Will schedule. So this parent DAG will run the PySpark DAG first, and then it will run the BigView DAG. So this is what it will do. So first it will run what, sir? First it will run the PySpark DAG, and then it will run the BigQuery DAG. So that is the main purpose. For this one only, we have done it. So this is a hierarchy that we are following here. To do that, to trigger the other DAG, so we use trigger DAG run operator, and you mention the trigger DAG ID. So PySpark DAG, and wait for the completion true. And similarly, this is a one more DAG that you can mention, trigger DAG ID, BQ DAG, and you wait for the completion is equals to true, right? So you specify everything here. So this is my final DAG, guys. All the three DAGs I have it. All the three DAGs I have it. So this is what, right? All the three DAGs. So